Hi guys, this side Akshay. Today we will be continuing our last video on linked list. So this is the part 2 in linked list ATT. In this video we will first do the recap of the previous video. If you haven't watched the previous video, please do watch first. I have attached the link to the description or here in the video. If After the recap, we will start dry running or we will start visualizing all the ADT features that a linked list provides, and after that we will start comparing uh, arrays versus linked list. Okay, let's have a quick recap from the last video. So in last video we discussed that linked list is a data structure, linear data structure. That means it doesn't have any bifurcations or multiple paths to follow. It is a singular line linear data structure. A linked list is a ADT. ADT basically means it hides the implementation complexity from the user and exposes only meaningful methods or meaningful data to the user so that the user can leverage the ADT very effectively. Okay, then we discussed how arrays and linked lists are different to each other. The arrays consists of indexes, but the linked lists are consists of nodes. So each index has a predefined uh, each link e- each index of the linked list has a predefined distance gap between them if depending on the data type it is of. So for integer it may be of 4 bytes in some language and 2 bytes in some language. That depends on language to language, of course. And after that we discussed that how what nodes are, what nodes carries. A node carries a pointer to the next node and carries a data for the current node. So in array, when we wanted to find some data, suppose fifth data in the array, we can simply do a array dot 4 considering base index. So this will give us fifth data in the array. But unlike array in linked list, we have to traverse the linked list to the desired node, and then we can only return the array because of this limitation. The searching and finding time complexity of linked list will be order of n in worst case. Okay, so the next thing is inside in array we were having uh, contiguous memory allocations, but in linked list it is not guaranteed that it is contiguous memory allocations. Okay, so then we discussed that in arrays are bounded with their size, that there is a boundation up to which extent we can create an array, but there is no boundation with linked list. Linked list can be dynamically grown or shrink, unlike arrays. Okay, then we discussed the ADT features of a linked list. These are insert data, delete data, size, search, and delete whole linked list. Insert and delete had three different flavors. That is insert or delete at start, insert or delete at end, and insert or delete from anywhere in the linked list. Okay, then we discussed how a linked list node is visualized. This is the visualization, and this is the typical data structure that it contains of data and a pointer to the next node, which is of same type as the linked list node. Okay, then we created this dummy class where we discuss all the ADT features of linked list. So in this video we will be continuing after that, and we will try running every features that linked list provides. So let's get started with insertion in linked list. Okay, so basically we know that we have three ways to insert in a linked list. Insert at end, second is insert at beginning, third is insert at any position I in the linked list. Okay, so let's start with inserting at the end. So initially we will consider that the head pointer of linked list is pointing to null. Okay, so that means there is there is no linked list present. There is no node present in current linked list. So let's assume that we want to insert following values in the linked list. Okay. So one by one we will be inserting these four values into the linked list, and we will see how the linked list insertion will happen at the end. Okay, so this is insert at end. Okay, so let's see. So initially our head is pointing to nowhere, it is pointing to null. So in this case what we can do is we can simply create our new node. This is a new node, and we can make this as a head of linked list. Okay, so now our head is pointing to this 4, and this is our new node. So in case of if head is null, we can simply do head is equals to new node with this value. Okay, now we are inserting 3 in the linked list. So let's see. So initially this is our linked list, head is pointing here, and now we want to insert 3. So what we will do, we will create a crawler. So a crawler will do crawling over the linked list, and it will crawl till we reach the last node of the linked list. Okay, so how do we identify that a particular node is the last node of the linked list? So it is a fact that the last node will always point to null. Okay, so the last node will always be pointing to null. So we will crawl through the linked list until we reach that last node. So in this case we have created a crawler here, and as we can see that the crawlers dot next is equals to null. So right now crawler is pointing to null. That means we are already at the last node of the linked list. So now what we can do is we can simply say, hey crawler, your next will be new node with this value, that is 3. Okay, so we were inserting 3 here. So after this statement, what will happen is our linked list will become like this. Okay, now 3 is pointing to null. Okay, now we want to insert 8 in the linked list. So we will now again create a crawler. Crawler will always start from the head, and now we can say that now we see that the crawler dot next is not pointing to null. So what we will do, if crawler dot next is not equals to null, we can do crawler is equals to crawler dot next. Okay, so after this what will happen, this pointer will get removed and crawler will start point to here, and now we can see that crawler dot next is null. So we will again run this statement. After this our linked list will turn into this, and this is the head, and now we want to insert -9 in the linked list. Okay, so what we will do, we will create a crawler. We see that the crawler dot next is not equals to null, so we will remove this pointer and make crawler point to the next node. We see that the next to the crawler is not null, it is 8. So we will remove this point. We will remove this pointer and we point crawler to this 8, and we see that the next of crawler is now null. So we can again run this statement that a crawler, your next will be the new node, and it will contain value -9. So after that the linked list will look like this, and this will be head. Okay, so 1.2 note here, that we can never change our head pointer. If we change our head pointer, the node which were at head will be lost if there is no pointer pointing to that node. Okay, so always remember that before changing your head pointer. Okay, so this is insertion at the end. Now let's see insertion at the beginning. Okay, so let's see insert at beginning or head. Okay, so again we will consider that head is pointing to nowhere, and we want to insert same values as above, 4, 3, 8, -9 in this linked list. So initially what we'll check, that we will check the same condition in the previous one, that if head is null, we will create a node. Simply we will create a new node and we will make this head. Okay, after that we wanted to insert 3 in this. So what we can do, inserting at head, we will create a node first. We will create a new node. A new node pointer will be here. Okay, now we will do new node dot next, new node dot next is equals to head. That means this will point here, and after this we will run head is equals to new node. That means we will remove this pointer, and now head is pointing here. Okay, so this will eventually be the new linked list. Okay, now that we can see that our linked list became, and head is pointing to 3. Okay, and here it is null. Now we wanted to insert 8. Okay, so we will, at first we will create a new node 8, and we will do new node dot next point to head, and then we will say head points to new node. Okay, so insertion at the head is very trivial. Let's see for 9 as well. So right now head is 8, then 3, then 4, then null. This is head, and now we want to insert -9. Then we will say new node dot next will point to head, and head will point to -9. And head will point to -9. So after that the linked list will be like -9, head 8, sorry, 3, 9, and head will be -9. Okay, so this is how insertion in the beginning of the linked list will work. Now let's see insertion at position I. Okay, so before inserting at the position I, let's initially consider a linked list that we already have a linked list. Okay, suppose this is our linked list. This is the head, and now we want to insert data 6 at position 2. So this is the data, this is the position. Okay, so this is how our insert will work in this case. We will have a position, we will have a data. So there are two ways to do this. One is we can do it in single pass. It is a brute force. We can do it in 2 passes. This is brute force. How we will do that in 2 passes? First we will create a crawler, and we will reach the position 2, and after reaching the position 2 we will create a new node, and we will make the next pointer of the new node points to that crawler, and after that we will do another pass that will run that will be stopped just 1 node before the crawler, so that we can make the remaining links. So suppose in this case what we have, we wanted to create a node here, considering zero base numbering. So we wanted to insert 6 here. So that means after the insertion our linked list will look like 8 will be pointing to 6 and 6 will be pointing to 3. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So we wanted to insert 6 here. Okay, so according to brute force, what we will do, uh, we will create a crawler here, and we will run the crawler till we reach second node. So this is 0, then we can move further. This is 1, we can move further. This is 2. So right now the crawler is pointing here. Crawler is pointing here. So what we can do is we can now create a new node. Let's create a new node with data 6, and now what we can do is that, okay, so let me place this here. Okay, so now what we can do is we can do simply new node. Okay, two passes. First is run crawler to ith node, and then second is create new node with val, and then third pointer is make new node dot next to crawler. That means we will run this, and after this new node will start point to here. Okay, so this is our first pass. In second pass, this is the pass A. Now in pass B we will run a crawler 2. Okay, and that crawler 2 will stop, will run for n-1th node. So n-1 in this case is 1, so we will start a crawler 2. This is 0, so crawler 2 will move ahead because it is not I-1. This is 1, so this is I-1. So in this, after reaching this, we can simply say crawler 2 dot next will be new node. Okay, so we will simply saying that a crawler 2, the next point, your next pointer will now points to this new node. So we have a complete path, we haven't lost anything. Okay, so this is how we do it in 2 pass. Let's see the optimized version in a single pass. Okay, so let me draw the same linked list here, 9837. This was our head. Okay. And we wanted to insert 6 at position 2, that means here. Okay, so just if we observe the 2 pass approach, we see that the only thing we require is this portion. Okay, and a couple of pointer changing. So we don't actually need to run the above pass, we only need to run the second pass. So that means we only need to run crawler. Okay, so we need to run crawler till n-1. Okay, so in this case our crawler will stop n-1 here. Okay, so now at this point we can say that we will at this point we will create a new node, then we will create a new node with value Okay, so we will create a new node. Suppose let create this node. Create this node here. Okay, so we have created a new node. This is new node. Okay, now what we can say that, okay, so new node, just like above, just like this statement, that new node dot next can point to uh, crawler dot next is equals to crawler dot next. In previous one we did we make it to the crawler. Now we are making it to crawler dot next because crawler is just before. So ultimately what we wanted 6 to be pointed to 3. So in this case we will say new nodes next will point to crawler dot next. Okay, now we can safely say that in fourth statement that crawler dot next will be new node. Okay, so now the crawler dot next will be new node. Okay, so this is how we can do this in a single pass as well. Okay, let's see how we can do. Let's see more functions that ATT provides us. We have completed the insertion. Okay, now let's see the deletion part, deletion of data. Okay, so second is delete from linked list, and similarly to insert this also has 3 part: delete at head, delete at tail or end. Third is delete from position. Okay, so let's see delete at head. Let's create a linked list. Okay, so let's suppose this is our linked list and we wanted to delete at head. So deletion at head is very trivial. What we simply need to do head is equals to head dot next. That means now, hey head, you are not pointing here, you are simply pointing here, and we just need to clear this memory, or else in Java's case garbage collector will take care of that. Okay, so this is deletion at head. If head is already null, we can simply say that head is already null and there is nothing that we can do. Okay, now let's see deletion at tail. Okay, okay, so deletion at tail, let's create another linked list. This is our head. Okay, so we know how crawler works, and that is one handy trick. Okay, so we will create a crawler here, and now the crawler works, it is to crawl the linked list. So till when we need to crawl this, we need to crawl this till uh, crawler dot next is not equals to null. That means then this next is the last node. Okay, so this is the last node and this is the current node. Okay, this is this next. Okay, so this is the crawler. Okay, so this is the crawler, this is the next node, and this is next to next node. Okay, so we want crawler to run just one behind the last node. Okay, so we wanted to run crawler just one behind the last node. So we so, let's initiate crawler here, and then we will do crawler.next, and now we check that if this condition satisfy that crawler.next.next is null. Okay, so when we reach this node, we can simply say crawler.next is equals to null. That means we said that, hey crawler, this points to null. We are escaping this node. Okay, so when we skip a node, we can clear that memory, or the garbage collector will take care of that. Okay, so if we write the code here, so the code will look something like this. If crawler.next is not equals to null, we can simply say crawler is equals to crawler.next. Okay, or after this loop ends, we say that if the crawler is not null, there may be a case when crawler becomes null. If crawler is not null, we can say that, hey crawler, your next is null. Okay, so I have left some space here. The reason is there may be a condition when this next pointer is null. Okay, this next is null. In this case, this while this statement will throw an error, so we can do a safety check like crawler dot next must is not equals to null. Okay, so this safety check will help us. So in this case, we will simply say if crawler dot next is null, this statement will hold false, and we can it is already null and we are making it null. That doesn't make much difference. Okay, so we just need to have this safety check here. Okay, so this is how deletion at the tail works. Now let's see deletion from a position. Delete at position I. Okay, so we just like insertion at position I, we have two different flavors of this. We can do it in two pass solution, or we can do it one pass. Okay, so let's create a linked list. This is our add, and we want to delete 3, the third node. So 0, 1, 2, 3. We want to delete this 9. So in two pass, what we did is we created a crawler that will point to here, and then we created another crawler 2. Crawler 2 will stop. So what we did is crawler 1 or crawler will point to will crawl till we reach ith node, and crawler 2 will point just one behind crawler 1. Okay, and now what we can do is we can simply say, hey crawler 2, your next is now crawler 1's next. Okay, this means that right now crawler's 1's next is pointing to here, so we said that, hey crawler 2, your next is now pointing to this value. Okay, so ultimately this pointer gets removed, and we don't have any pointer to this this crawl. We can simply clear this memory, or actually this doesn't exist in our data in our linked list, so we can simply say crawler 1 is equals to null. So now crawler 1 is not pointing to this node as well, and this will, we can clear this memory up, or the garbage collector will take care of that. Okay, so the another way is for doing it in single pass. So this is the way 1, 2 pass way. Now let's do it in 1 pass. Okay, 1 pass is similar to that of we did in insertion in at ayat node. So let's create a linked list. Okay, so we want to delete 3 in this as well. Okay, so this is 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you want to delete 4 in this case as well. So just like in insertion at ayat node, we will stop the crawler here, just one behind the ayat node. Okay, so we will run crawler to this I minus 1 time. Okay, so run crawler to I minus 1 time. Okay, then what we do is we say, hey crawler, your next is now equals to crawler dot next dot next. That means right now this is crawler's next. Okay, so this is crawler's next, and this is crawler's next, and this is crawler's next dot next. Okay, so the crawler's next is this, its next is this. Okay, so we said that, hey crawler, now your next will point to your next dot next, and ultimately this will get removed, and this will be garbage collected or can be memory cleared. Okay, in this case we also need to have a safety check if crawler dot next is not equals to null. Okay, this safety check we must need in this case as well. Okay, there is one caution though. There may be chance when a user says delete 100. Okay, and your size, linked list size is 20. Okay, in this case what we can do is we can simply check while we are crawling through the linked list, if crawler becomes null. Okay, if crawler becomes null, that means we have traveled the whole linked list and we haven't found the position 100. We are still reach 100 or 99. In this case we can simply throw an exception, point position doesn't exist. Okay, so this is how deletion part happens in linked list. Okay, so one thing I missed in insertion part, that when doing a single pass insertion, okay, these statements are very important sequence wise. Sequence wise, that means if we switch the sequence, that if we run 4 before 3, we will end up losing half of the linked list, because we will end up losing the pointer to the next node. Okay, so be cautious about that, and let's see what we are left with. Okay, so we have done the insertion, we have done the deletion. Let's see the size, and then search, and then delete the whole linked list. Okay, let's see search. Okay, search. First let's see size, then we will see search, and we will see delete whole linked list. Okay, so let's see size. So while there are two ways we can do this. Again, first is we can create a crawler and we can count how many nodes are there. Okay, so create crawler and count nodes while crawling. Okay, so this is one way, and second is we can create, we can have a global size variable. Okay, this global size variable will change whenever we are inserting. We can do size plus plus, and whenever we are deleting, we can do size minus minus. Okay, so this is how we can do. So we can find the size of the linked list. Okay, so size is very trivial, it doesn't need much work. Now let's see search. Okay, so search basically means we want to find some data. Suppose search 8 in linked list. Let's create a linked list. This is our head and this is our linked list. So search basically means the user wants to find a particular data into the linked list, and we will return true or false. Return true or false. Based on if data is present, we will return true. If data is not present, we will return false. Okay, so how we will do this? We know we can do a crawling. So we will create a crawler. We will start crawling until we find the data. So in this case, we will find the data at here. So in this case, we will simply return, okay, if crawler dot data is equals to value we want to find. In this case, we will return true. Okay, suppose there may be case, suppose user wanted us to find -7 in this linked list, find -7 in this linked list. So in this case, what will happen is we will create a crawler, then we will say crawler dot next, this is not equals to 7, this is not equals to 7, not equals to 7, not equals to 7. Again, now crawler is pointing to null. So whenever the crawler is pointing to null, we can simply say that the whole linked list is traverse and we haven't found the value that we are looking for. So in this case, if crawler is equals to null, we can simply say return false. Okay, we will simply return false if the crawler is null. Okay, so searching is done. Now let's see how deletion of whole linked list can be done. Okay, so in Java it is very trivial. There is no need, there is nothing complex in this. So a deletion of linked list, delete whole linked list. In Java, what we can do is, in Java we can simply say head is equals to null. This is it. This is how we delete the complete linked list in Java. The rest, the memory cleanup will happen through GC, but in other languages there might be need of clearing every data in linked list. So in that case, we will simply do crawl. We will do crawl to every node and we will start clearing every node in that case. Okay, so this is how all the ADTs work internally in a linked list. Okay, so now let's compare how these functionalities are different from those of array and how linked list is different. Is it better or is it worse than array? So let's compare array and linked list. Okay, so we will be comparing based on operations, how much complexity does array have, how much complexity does linked list have for that particular operation. Okay, so uh, insert. Okay, in array, if we are inserting at the end of array, there might so if suppose we have in array we have fixed size. Okay, we have fixed size. Okay, so we cannot insert such as suppose the array size is 10. Okay, so we cannot insert the 11th element in this array. Okay, so at uh, this is the foundation of array, but in linked list there is no such limitation of length. We can increase or decrease size of linked list based on our requirements. So let's see. Okay, insertion in array happens till size. Okay, in this no foundation. Okay, now if we try to insert at head, insert at start. Okay, if we already have some data here, suppose 1 2 3 4, and array is still empty, that we can place one more, and we wanted to insert 0 in the beginning of the array. So to insert anything at the beginning of the array, what we need to do is we need to shift all these 1 2 3 4 to one index further, and then we can place 0 here. So in the shifting, we do shifting shift right and then insert. So this shift right operation takes big O of n. Okay, so big O of n in insertion, but in linked list we can simply do it in two steps. Just create a node, make that node point to head, and make head points to that node. Okay, so this is insertion at start will work. Insertion at end. Okay, uh, in linked list we have to traverse the whole linked list. Okay, but there is another way that we can do it in another way. Okay, okay, so in linked list what we can have a tail pointer at the end of the linked list, and with tail pointer we can have insertion in big O of 1. Okay, but without tail pointer, without it was big O of n, because we are doing the crawl. In array as well, we need to traverse the array, or we can find basically we can find the index of the last index of the array, and we can insert data there only when the array is not fully filled. If it is fully filled, uh, then we cannot do anything in that case if it is not a dynamic array. Okay, so this is how insertion at end happens. Let's see insertion in anywhere. Okay, if array is not full, we need to do shift right, and then we can place any value there. But in case of linked list, the insertion part is big O of 1, but we have to traverse to that node as well. So this is big O of n as well. Okay, so the insertion is done. Let's see. The deletion part. Delete. Okay, so at start we need to in case of array we have big O of n, because when we delete the first element we need to do left shifts in array to cater the difference. But in case of array list, deletion from head is big of 1, because we do it in single statement that now head is pointing to head dot next. Okay, deletion at end. In array we can do it in big O of 1. We can simply go to the last element and we can simply mark it as delete. Okay, or we can simply change the size, change the length of the arrays. If we are carrying a pointer to the last node, last filled index, that we can do. But in linked list we have, it is big O of n, because big O of n without it is big of n even with tail or without tail, because if we have tail we need to do a crawl tail just behind the tail. Okay, in linked list deletion at end will always be big of n. In middle or anywhere. In case of array it is again big O of n, because whenever we are deleting something in middle, we have to do the left shift because of the left shifts. In linked list it is also big O of n, because we need to traverse to that particular node and then mark it delete. But the deletion code is taking big O of 1, but the traversal is taking big O of n. Okay, let's see. Finding size. This is big O of 1 in both the cases. Search. Okay, so there are two kind of search that we can perform. Either we can okay, so the two kind of searches is we are searching the value or we are searching a position. Okay, let me remove this from here and write it down. Okay, either position or value. Okay, in case of value, array will be of big of n, because we need to traverse the array to find that value. In case of position, it is big of 1, because arrays index are big of 1 reachable. We can simply do a 10 to find the 10th value. Okay, in case of value, in array we need to traverse to find the value if it is present or not. In case of position, suppose user wants the 10th position value, so in this case what we can do is we can simply say array 9. Considering 0 base index, array 9 will give the 10th element. Okay, so in this case this is big O of 1. In case of linked list, both are big O of n, because we have to do a traversal through the linked list to find the position and to find the data both. Okay, so what is left? Delete whole. Okay, so delete whole depends. In case of object oriented, we can simply mark the pointer as null. But if you want to delete every single element by itself, okay, so this can take big O of n, this can take big O of n. Okay, so in some cases linked list is very efficient, such as insertion and deletion. Insertion at the start and or deletion at the end, or insertion at the end and deletion at the end of insertion at start. And in some cases linked list is very efficient than array, but in major cases arrays are much efficient, but they have a drawback of limit size, and they have a drawback in this regard. And this is, if we are creating a dynamic array, this is also limited to the maximum size of the integer. Okay, so And this is all for today. So we have discussed, we have compared the array and linked list. We have seen how all the ADTs have worked, all the ADT functions of the linked list will work. In next video, we will be seeing the code of linked list ADT. Okay, so till if you haven't watched the previous video, you must. And I will be attaching the link to the description, and I will attach the link to the description for the next video as well. Okay, I hope you liked this video. I hope you enjoyed this. Uh, I hope you understand this makes some sense to you. Okay, if it does, please like, share, subscribe, or share it with your friends. Help to this channel. Until then, bye bye. Take care, guys.